All right, so if you would just please take a moment before I get on with this review and just subscribe to our channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I come out with a new video. It's a free, simple way to help support us making these free videos. We're never gonna try to market to you. We never have and we never will. It's just a simple way that it allows YouTube to send you an email every time I come out with a new video. We got a whole bunch of really cool reviews coming up, product reviews. And if you wanna see those, just subscribe, hit the notify button, and we would appreciate a thumbs up at the end of the video if you enjoyed it. Now on with the video. All right, so I was out at a project recently, and it was actually last week, and we were out painting a metal-sided building, and this metal-sided building had wood trim around some doors and windows, and we even had some vinyl surfaces we had to paint. The metal siding, we did have some chalky surfaces, so I had the opportunity to use Aurora paint on a multitude of different surfaces. So I want to just talk a little bit about the product itself before I tell you, what my experiences were with the paint out on the job site. And this is a lifetime warranty self-priming paint that is mildew resistant. It's a waterborne product, and I was using a satin finish out on this job. I was using the satin on the metal-sided building, and I was also using satin on the wood trim. This is a low temp paint that you can actually spray down to 40 degrees if you have situations where you need to spray in low temperatures. The temperature range was around the 70 degrees, the high 60s, the low 70s. We were out there painting, so pretty ideal conditions to be painting with this product, and it performed very well while we were out there painting. So the product is a high build product from Benjamin Moore. It is, once again, I said it is a waterborne product. It's 100% acrylic, and it can be a one coat product in some situations. It's self-priming, which I'm not a huge fan of self-priming, but on previously painted surfaces that are in sound condition, this product, it covered amazingly well on the metal siding, and it covered in one coat, which is really good if you got a condition or situation where you're only spraying one coat. So it can be a one coat product, and it can also be a two coat product. It does dry extremely fast. It has a dry time of 1 hour, and it has a recoat time of 4 hours, which when I'm typically painting, we're painting buildings and projects extremely fast. If you want to get two coats, that's one of the benefits to this product, is you can get two coats of paint on in a short period of time, literally recoat in 4 hours. So if you got a small house, small building and stuff that you need to recoat in one day, this is a product that you can recoat in one day. So I do want to talk a little bit about the adhesion properties of this paint. This is a lifetime warranty coating, and it does kind of speak to the level of paint that it is. I believe it is Benjamin Moore's highest line of paint that they do sell. I did pay, I think $79.99 a gallon retail price. I went in, I did get a contractor discount, but I believe the retail price is $79.99. If there's any difference, I'll just leave it right here across the screen, what my cost was, and what the retail price is. We'll just let you know what it is. But it's just kind of unusual. One of the simple tests that I like to test, and this is not a standard test, but you're going to get paint on your hands, you're going to get paint on your skin, and then at the end of the day, you're going to go home, and I guess some of us take a shower and clean up at the end of the day. And what I notice is really cheap, inexpensive paints wash off your skin really easily, and really good high quality paints that stick really well don't come off very easily. And at the end of the day, I had to do a whole lot of scrubbing to get this paint off my skin. So it's stuck really well to my skin. And it's kind of an unusual adhesion test, but from my 20-some years of experience, if it sticks to my skin well, it's gonna stick to a multitude of surfaces extremely well. I did do some tape tests out there and crosshatch tests on it, and it stuck really well to the metal siding. We had some chalky siding that it stuck really well to. I actually did some wood trim, painted the wood trim, sprayed it, masked over it, pulled the masking off within an hour, didn't pull the paint off the wood trim, and so it did stick really, really well in a short period of time on the wood trim. We put multiple coats on that wood trim. So to sum it up, the adhesion properties of this paint are excellent, and I'm actually really impressed with it. So it's a good paint that I'm comfortable spraying on all kinds of surfaces, and I'm not going to have any adhesion properties, any warranty issues going down the road. So the Benjamin Moore Aurora, and when it really comes to Benjamin Moore's paint in general, they have a proprietary color lock technology, and I can't speak to whether it's proprietary or not. That's what Benjamin Moore states. And that color lock technology is supposed to be more fade resistant, and it's supposed to give you more vibrant colors when they're tinted. And I do have to say that Benjamin Moore has hands down the best fan deck that I've ever seen. And I do know that when it comes to tinting or color matching Benjamin Moore colors, every time I've gone to another paint store and tried to have them color match a Benjamin Moore color off their fan deck, they struggle a lot to try to get the colors correct. And I think another one of the technologies that's involved in their tinting process is the Gen X color technology, and it does make the tinting process by other manufacturers copying their colors extremely difficult. So if you really like Benjamin Moore's colors, like the colors off the fan deck, you shouldn't attempt to have them color match somewhere else. You should get them in Benjamin Moore paint. All right, so I do want to talk about my experiences with the paint out on the job site, and there's some things I'm always looking for when it comes to a paint in general, and I'm looking for a paint that's going to meet my needs as a professional painter and perform in certain circumstances. And one of the things I'm looking for in a paint, I want it to cover very well. And I got to say, this paint covered amazing. So it's got to cover well. If it doesn't cover well, you're just going to be spraying multiple coats on it. And I was spraying a kind of a grayish color over like a rust color, and it covered extremely well there. It covered well over a white color, and it covered extremely well on a lot of different circumstances out on the job site. Another thing I look for in a good quality paint, and this is from a professional painter standpoint, I want a paint that hangs very well. And what I'm referring to when I'm talking about hanging well, as I do a lot of spraying. So the bulk of our projects are going to be sprayed, and we want a paint that's not going to run. And we want it to hang. So if it begins to run after spraying it, then it doesn't have good hanging properties, and that's very frustrating. So you're trying to get on a lot of paint, and a lot of times we're trying to one coat a project by overlapping it 50%, and you really need that paint to perform, and you need it to hang well. There's nothing more frustrating than going back and trying to hit runs that have already started to set up and dry. And if you hit them with a brush, it's all coagulated. It leaves brush strokes or roller marks really bad. So I'm looking for a paint that hangs very well. And I gotta say, painting this entire building on metal, on wood, and on vinyl substrates, I didn't have one run on the entire building, and I was extremely impressed with that quality. Another thing that I am looking for in a paint is its ability to touch up. And what I'm referring to is, if you have a light spot somewhere else, you're going to eventually come back at the end of the job, and you walk around the job, and you're looking for light spots, mist spots, certain situations where you're going to have to get out a brush, you're going to have to get out a roller, and you're going to have to do some touch-ups. And inexpensive paint don't have good tint qualities where, from gallon to gallon, or even if you box them, they don't have good tint consistency, and you would just roll right over where, you had a light spot or something, and you'll be able to see that. And some of that is the paint quality, but another is part of its touch-up ability and kind of color inconsistencies. And I gotta say, there was multiple places I went around, had to touch things, roll corners, and hit some spots on some trim, and you absolutely couldn't see anywhere where I did any touch-ups, and I was extremely impressed with its touch-up ability and qualities. So the temperature-wise, when I was out there spraying, it wasn't a super hot day. I think the hottest it got is like in the mid-70s. I think one of the days it may have hit 80 degrees, and the paint covered absolutely amazing. I did talk about that, but also in overlapping 50%, I was on a ladder on a lot of different sizes. I had to move the ladder, go up and down, and reach high areas, and you can't get to them, and they are in the sun, and they were in the sun the entire day. I gotta say, there was no flashing or lap marks anywhere on our high siding and high metal. And that's usually a place where you would really struggle in getting lap marks or flashing. And the stuff, it dried quickly, but it didn't flash and leave lap marks, and I was extremely impressed with that. Another thing I'm really impressed with is its dry time. It has a 1 hour dry time, a recoat time of 4 hours, and so there was a lot of areas where we two-coated. We two-coated the trim, two-coated some of the siding, and the dry time was absolutely amazing. You don't want to paint the dries too fast because then it ruins your tools. The paint will flash, but I was able to two-coat a lot of different scenarios and situations. And I was also actually able to mask over our paint within an hour in certain circumstances. So we sprayed some window trim, masked off the window trim, sprayed the siding, within about an hour later. And the tape, I used some frog tape. I used frog tape delicate yellow, and actually used 3 different types of frog tape on the job. I was a little bit concerned about, the paint peeling off this metal siding that did have some chalkiness to it, but the tape performed well, the paint performed well, adhered very well, and we were able to mask on it, recoat, and pull our masking off, and didn't have any issues with it. All right, to sum it up, is this paint a paint that, is worthy for you to buy? I think the retail price of it is around, once again, I think it's $79.99 a gallon. And I mean, you literally can pay, there's some exterior paints out there on the market right now that are $120 a gallon. For a lifetime warranty paint, I think this is right around the average price that you would pay for a lifetime warranty coating. On my exteriors, repaints that I do here in Boise, Idaho, I only use lifetime warranty coatings. I'm accustomed to not skimping on the price of my paint. I do not want to use anything but the best quality paints. I'm extremely happy with this product, Benjamin Moore Aurora, that we use on this job. Would I use it again? Absolutely, hands down, would use this product again. Would I recommend you purchase it and use it, on your project? I do. If you want a lifetime warranty paint, this product from Benjamin Moore Aurora is a great paint. So there you have it. This was my review and my test, my thoughts on Benjamin Moore Aurora that we have the opportunity to use out on a commercial building on multiple different substrates, and it performed extremely well. If you've ever used this product yourself, let us know what your experiences down below would be. I think this is a great paint for professional painters. I think it's an amazing paint for do-it-yourselfers, and it's well worth the investment. But we definitely want to hear what your experiences are, whether they're good or whether they're bad. Just leave it down in the comment section below. If you got any questions or comments about this video or any of my other videos, just leave it down in the comment section below. We'll try to get to it as soon as we can. And like we always say, we'll see you on our next video. Out.